An ordinary housewife thinks the world of her loving husband and daughter. She got her passport stamped for the first time, but she is framed as being a drug user and is imprisoned in France. She's 22 hours away by plane from Korea and is imprisoned on a French island called Martinique, which is located way on the other side of the earth. She is in a strange place with no means of communicating with the people. Will she be able to go back home? An ordinary husband lives only for his loving wife and daughter. He is betrayed by his friend and loses his home, his store and his wife. His wife transported gemstones to France from Guyana to earn a living, but that turned out to be drugs. His wife is imprisoned in a place which is hard to find on the map. Will he be able to find his wife again?
Okay, so here we go. We're talking about the movie Way Back Home. I think it's not the first movie based on a true story. We've had many hit movies in the past based on true elements of life.
Yeah, films like Silenced or Unbowed as well. There's a lot of films out there that are based on true stories that go on to become hits, but not just hits, but it tends to cause a certain amount of reaction. So viewers get very either angry or they get very emotional about these films, and rightly so.
And it's creating pressure maybe to change the society for the better.
Yeah, exactly. Silence is a great example of that, and Unbowed is as well, which looks at the legal system. And so I think it's a really, really great opportunity for certain issues in Korea to be exposed and challenged in cinema.
So here once again we have this lady, she's basically a mother, and she's put in jail because people think she's a drug dealer, right?
Yeah, she thinks, well, everyone thinks she's a drug dealer. She's not a drug dealer, she's just she's transporting something that she thinks is not drugs, but in fact it is. She's assumed she's not only a drug dealer, a drug user, but a drug dealer, and so the consequences are very severe. She's imprisoned without a trial initially, and the embassy don't help her. They're rather apathetic. They don't care. They're lazy, and so she's on this island. Martinique.
Completely on the opposite side.
Opposite side of the globe. She doesn't speak the language. A translator is not given to her to use, and so she's just not able to defend herself. And so, very distressing story for her.
Dramatic.
And the film looks at these events and does it very well.
And her husband tries to save her.
Yeah, husband tries to save her.
All right, now, so we're talking about the movie Way Back Home. The main lead here is Chun Do-yeon, and she's a fantastic actress, of course.
Fantastic. She's in a world of her own, honestly.
And why do you say that?
Well, there's a lot of great actresses in Korea. You know, you've got actresses like Moon Sori, Ji-won, Jung-won, Jeon Ji-yeon. The list goes on and on and on. But I think Chun Do-yeon, she's in, like I say, a league of her own. She's able to go to depths that no other actress can. And this performance kind of illustrates that. Her award, of course, at the renowned Cannes Film Festival back in 2007 for her role in Secret Sunshine, directed by Lee Chang-dong. Which just shows what a great actress she is.
Everyone will agree.
Yeah, she's just able to give her role so much depth.
And she actually also came back more recently. Secret Sunshine was back in 2007. In 2011, just 2 years ago, she had the movie Countdown.
Yeah, that was a more commercial movie. She's played a whole range of characters. She was in a Scandal a while back, which is a period kind of piece. And so that's the great thing about Chun Do-yeon. She's able to give off a performance that no other actress can possibly deliver.
And she pulls it off really well in this movie as well.
Yes, absolutely fantastic performance.
Okay.
Perfectly nailed by no other than Chun Do-yeon.
Very good. Now, Jason, alongside Chun Do-yeon in this movie, we also have, of course, the husband.
Yeah, Go-soo.
Go-soo, and he's trying to help her from a distance.
Yeah, this is a difficult role for him to play. Now, I'll be honest, I've not liked many of the films he's been in. I didn't like Love 911 and Haunters as well. But here, I think he does a good job because it's a difficult role. For many of the scenes he's in, he's not with Chun Do-yeon. He's at home in Korea, having to raise a daughter without the mother, but whilst also trying to find out what is going on. He has no money.
He can't fly there.
He can't fly there. In the end, he's able to get over to Martinique to try and help her, but it's a long process, and so I think it is a difficult role for him to play, and I think he does it very, very well.
It's an acting transformation for his career because he's played many different roles, but not this type.
Yeah, he often plays, certainly with Love 911, a romantic kind of lead, but here he plays a different character, something that's a little bit more somber, something that's more demanding.
Yeah, emotionally, for instance.
Very, very, very emotionally demanding.
Now, the director of this movie is also a woman, just like Chun Do-yeon.
Yeah, Park Eun-jin, she's a fabulous director. Now, I personally think that she is underrated. Now she's made, this is a kind of a third movie that I really, really like. She made Princess Aurora, that stars Jung-won, and she made Suspect X, or Perfect Number, that's the other title, and she made this movie, and I like all her films.
So why do you say she's underrated?
Because her box office, the thing is, when it comes to the box office, her films don't necessarily attract a lot of people. And also the films themselves aren't acclaimed, and I think that they should receive a lot more praise than they actually do. I mean, I love the previous film, Perfect Number. I love Princess Aurora as well. It's a great genre movie. And this movie is a terrifically well-crafted drama. And I think it deserves a lot of respect. I think
technically speaking as well?
Yeah, and it's also a bit of a departure from her previous films. Her previous films are more dark and more genre-driven, but whereas this movie is more of a kind of drama, a slow-crafted drama, whereas her previous films build a lot on tension and things like that.
So I guess we can look forward to not only this movie, but also her future works.
I'm really looking forward to what she's up to in the future.
Sounds good. All right, well, Jason, we're running out of time, but thank you very much for coming in.
I hate this moment, Adrian. We're running out of time. I could talk about this, well, any film for indefinitely.
We have to say goodbye, but it was nice to talk about this movie, the comeback production of Chun Do-yeon, Way Back Home. We'll keep an eye out, of course.
Yeah, we have to, and especially for not just Chun Do-yeon, but the director as well, Park Eun-jin.
As well. Now, next week we're going to be talking about another movie, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Plan Man, which I'm quite excited about because I think part of it was shot here.
Yeah, and it's about a guy who plans everything in his life.
Yeah.
Except love.
Starring Jung Jae-young.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Showbiz Theater. You can participate and voice your opinions. Give us some feedback on Facebook, for instance, and we'll be back with some more film updates next week again. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. See you next week.